This morning for you on Daybreak, Greene County is giving out its first round of CARES Act funding. Tell you who received the first few million.
And how the Alzheimer's Foundation of America is working to help those with dementia from feeling isolated.
Also, teachers retiring early could be a new trend as schools start up during a pandemic. We'll take a look at this down in Arkansas and more coming up this hour for you here on Daybreak.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak this Friday. It's August 14th. I'm Jennifer Abreu.
Joe Morano here with you for one more hour as we get you set for a nice weekend where hopefully you can get out to the pool, enjoy some water. Just be distant as you do so.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And it is the perfect time, too, to do some social distancing. Lots of hiking opportunities, too, around this area.
Point.
So get outside, but bring some water because it'll be hot.
That's the Joe and Jen recommendation. There we go.
We approve this message.
Meteorologist Elisa Rapp is with us as well this morning. You are looking over a pretty nice sunrise behind you right there.
Yeah, we've got some low-hanging clouds, which makes for some nice ingredients for reflective particles in the sunrise.
You're getting real sciencey this morning, right?
Real sciencey. I like the oomph better. That's more technical.
Yeah, technical
No
explanations.
oomph for those storms tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, they'll be pretty isolated on Saturday, and Saturday's going to be your hotter day. Sunday will be less humid, but we are starting out with some of those low-hanging clouds. You might find patchy fog in spots again this morning with that pretty sunrise with some oranges and pinks out there this morning. It's 70 degrees for that temperature with southerly winds and some pretty sticky dew points. You're down to a quarter-mile visibility in West Plains, about 2 miles in Fort Leonard Wood and 3 miles in Camdenton. We, like yesterday, have some storms cutting around us to the south and west, where you've got some lighter showers around the Bentonville and Fayetteville area, but you've got some more intense thunderstorms back in Oklahoma. They're headed into central Arkansas, cutting right around us. It's 70 degrees in Springfield, 69 degrees in Rolla, and 71 degrees in West Plains with some pretty humid dew points. Well, mostly dry roads out there today. Not really finding those storms surviving or making it into our area. So expect some sunshine at the pool today, 90 degrees, turning mostly sunny. Again, storm threat stays pretty much to our south and west. Hot tomorrow with a dry cold front coming through for the most part. You'll have maybe a few storms possible. Then cooler as you go into next week. Details on that coming up in 10 minutes.
New this morning, the Alzheimer's Foundation of America is working to reach more people. Caller 10's Nigel McDonald met with the organization and joins us live now in the studio to tell us about its efforts to increase access. Nigel, good morning.
Yeah, Jen, good morning. Well, as we know, the pandemic has forced many long-term care facilities to close their doors to outside visitors as a way to keep the virus from spreading and potentially killing their vulnerable residents. Now, unfortunately, experts like Charles Fuschillo from the Alzheimer's Foundation of America say this separation is taking a toll on the residents, some of who have dementia or some other form of memory loss and may not understand what is going on with COVID-19 outside of their facility. Fuschillo says this is one reason the group has increased its free virtual memory screenings. The service is now offered every Monday and Wednesday. All that's needed is a phone, computer, tablet, or any other device with a webcam and internet capability. The screenings are confidential and take about 10 to 15 minutes to complete.
This pandemic has caused people to stay at home, to be in care settings with no visitors. So we feel it's critically important that a caregiver, to the best of their ability, maintain the individual's daily schedule, stay active, stay connected. It's a simple text message, phone call, FaceTime, or just even picking up, getting in a computer and sending out some emails.
Well, Fuschillo says while those memory screening results are not a diagnosis, they can suggest if someone should see a physician for a full evaluation. You can visit our website at ozarksfirst.com for more information about the free service.
Nigel McDonald reporting this morning. Thank you. The first few recipients of CARES Act funding were announced by Greene County last night, and OCAC got a little over $1,300 for PPE and other supplies. Nonprofit Be a Jewel got over $7,000 to assist foster grandparents. Vision Rehab Center also a little over $7 grand for exams and care for seniors and infants with needs. Community Partnership of the Ozarks received $75,000 to continue housing homeless individuals in local motels, and $4 million went to the Greene County Health Department to help cover frontline costs for COVID for things such as contact tracing. County Commissioner Bob Dixon says that leaves about $30 million left to distribute, and they plan to get that out quickly. Kara Irwin with the health department stresses the need that they have for contact tracing, especially for days like yesterday when nearly 100 positive cases were confirmed.
The need for contact tracers is going to vary from day to day. And so that's why we're in the process of making sure that we have all hands on deck so that we can respond as quickly as we can.
We will expend the entire $34.4 million as quickly as possible. We're keenly aware of the dire situations in some cases, the real need that is out there in our community.
The county has a dashboard to see where exactly the money has gone and how much is remaining. Applications can still be submitted for funding, which are scored by a citizen advisory council of about 30 people.
In our coronavirus coverage, the countdown to the first day of school is on in Arkansas, and the state is rolling out another tool for parents in the fight against COVID-19. The Ready to Learn Healthy School Guide has been rolled out. It provides best practices for a healthy learning environment from elementary to high schools. The guide was created by the Department of Education, Department of Health, Children's Hospital, and the University of Arkansas. It addresses 3 questions: how can schools reopen safely, behavioral health resources, and a question and answers for school officials, teachers, and families.
This is clearly an evolving situation, and we consider these documents to be living documents. They will be revised as additional information and science is made available.
Governor Asa Hutchinson announced that in August there has been a decline in the rolling average of new COVID-19 cases among children in Arkansas.
A community activist group put on a visual display in front of the governor's mansion last night in Arkansas. The goal was to express concern over starting school this month. Members of Grassroots Arkansas and other organizations drew 95 chalk outlines in the drive outside of the front gates of the mansion. Organizers say the figures represent deaths of up to 95 Arkansans a month due to school-based transmission of COVID-19.
Fearing back-to-school COVID-19 exposures, some teachers say they're opting for safety, retiring early or leaving the profession altogether. Lauren Krakow shows us how this is impacting families and how the school districts are responding.
If I could choose to keep my kid home or to have them virtual, I would. I don't want to send my child into a war zone. I don't want to risk their life or the teacher's life.
Katie Webster is a single parent. Her daughter is going into 3rd grade.
I'm scared. A lot of people are scared. No one knows what's going on.
Despite the many options parents have, she opted for 5 days of in-person schooling.
If I had to make the choice between her going to school or her having a place to live and to have food, that's a real issue.
She understands why teachers are concerned with returning to the classroom.
We're asking, teachers to risk their lives. We're risking our kids' lives. Everyone's risking their lives right now.
Michelle Walchuk is a teacher at Fayetteville Public Schools. She says with the growing fear, there's no doubt educators feel they have no choice but to leave their jobs.
If something really bad happened to one of my students, I don't know how I could go on.
Walchuk says this sparks worry about possible teacher shortages in the future.
You can't just throw a warm body in a classroom and expect education to happen, especially in these uncertain times.
Local school districts in the area say there's no major change in the number of employees leaving this year due to COVID-19.
That is very standard. So no, we're not seeing that.
Rick Schaefer with Springdale Public Schools says there's a huge pool of qualified educators from other states, other districts, and local college grads filling in the holes.
They're well vetted, and we feel like they'll be ready to go.
Something Webster says she's extremely thankful for.
Our teachers are second parents to our kids, and without them, we wouldn't make it.
We're starting out with some dry roads in Springfield this morning with a pretty sunrise and some patchy fog in spots. We're watching showers and storms skirt us just to the south and west this morning again. Details on some storm chances and heat this weekend coming up next.
From Color 10 Ozarks First, Jennifer Abreu, Joe Morano, and weather with meteorologist Alisa Rafa. This is Color 10 News Daybreak.